I've just decided I'm going to start a diary. Like right now, driving on my way to work, and I have sat in the car. Before I pressed record, I've probably sat here and said, I'm going to start a diary. I'm going to start a diary. I'm going to start a diary. About 20 times before I actually pressed the record button. Just so I could get off to the right start. And then, you know, it came out like, I'm going to start a diary. Okay, I just spent all morning making my first video and somehow managed to delete it all. So I'm really angry. But anyway, I live in Adelaide in South Australia and I've just started going to the gym and doing some, I guess, powerlifting. So I'm just probably going to talk about that a little bit and maybe get some photos and progress. So yeah, expect to see a little bit of that. Something about myself. I like hats. Okay. So for some reason I thought the hat thing was going to be funny, but we both know it wasn't. I think I'm just going to take it one step at a time, and I think that's probably enough of my video diary for today. So I'll see you another day and see what I get up to. Okay, so first morning of the video diary. It's Saturday, which is great. I'm going to go to my brother's house and I'm going to try and put into practice some of the things that I've been learning at the gym. I've got a personal trainer, John Wirral, based in Adelaide, and yeah, we've just started doing some powerlifting, like I said, and yeah, so I'm gonna give that a go today. Okay, I couldn't record in my brother's house because it's way too dark, but I did do some practice there, and I found that working with broomstick of all things is actually really good because I can practice my technique. I can practice my technique and the hip bending and all that sort of thing without having to wear myself out with the weights. So for anyone else that's starting out there, a broomstick sounds pretty ridiculous, but it's done me some, you know, it's done pretty good for me. It's so funny, you can see that I'm concentrating so much, but it's just a broomstick. I think I'm just overthinking everything way too much. And you can see I'm looking at the ceiling a lot as well. I think that's just a good focal point for me. And then we come around to the front, and it does look a little bit odd, so I'm not sure if I'm standing wrong or whether it just looks like that, but I'll double check that. Okay, so a big part of my video is going to be documenting my progress at the gym. So I suppose to give you an idea of what I look like now, there's not an inch of muscle on me. Now this is not a perf shot, so it's literally just for myself. So if you have a look, not a lot going on, like no muscle, no bum, no nothing. I am your, I've got to remember where to look. I'm your classic skinny fat. I always wanted to be thin. I always wanted to be thinner than what I was, but I was never very good at dieting, which is probably a good thing. Like I like my food way too much. But yeah, I look back at photos of myself now and I was thin. Like I was so thin, but I could never see it. So I mean, you realize that a lot of it is going up going on up here. But yeah, I don't want to be thin. I don't want to be a stick. I don't want to be a rake. I want to be strong and I want to be a good role model for my daughter. I don't want her to fall into the trap that I did, and looking at those magazines and looking at people on TV and thinking, oh, I want to be so thin.